Okay, good evening, everybody. I do apologize. There was a technical issue and I couldn't get on. I've been trying to get on for about 20 minutes. Guys, give me a moment. I'm just trying to get my bearings in because let me know if you can hear me, by the way, guys. So give me a minute. I don't know what was going on. I think it's some issue with GoToWebinar, and thankfully I am here. So if you give me a second, I will be able to get started, guys. So guys, if you could just let me know, give me a yes if you can hear me. And I'm just gonna share my screen with you guys as well. So just confirm, everybody, if you could just be kind enough to confirm that you can all hear me and you can all see my screen. And we will get going. Okay, fantastic, fantastic. So everybody, before I get started, can I ask if you could let me know, what level you're at? It will give me a good idea in terms of, are you a beginner, are you intermediate, or are you more advanced? It will give me a good understanding of who I'm talking to, so I know what kind of pace we can go at. We've got a lot of content to go through, so I want to make sure that we don't leave anybody behind. So if you could just be kind enough just to type in beginner, intermediate, or advanced, that would be great. And I am going to get going because we've already a little bit behind. Okay, interesting. So we've got quite a lot of beginners and intermediates. Anybody advanced, would you say? Arish, okay, yeah, 3 years intermediate, that's kind of about right. I would say, depends what you did with those 3 years, but for most people, 3 years is about the intermediate level one. Okay. All right, guys. So let me begin. Okay, so what are we going to cover today? Well, essentially, my aim over the next 90 minutes. Now, I'm going to try and get through all the material as fast as I can to make sure that you don't leave without all the information that you need. Is everybody okay if we kind of go a little bit of a fast pace to make sure that I don't keep you here all night? So we don't take any longer than 90 minutes. And if we can get it in a bit quicker, if you're fast learners. Okay, fantastic. Yeah, and all right. Everybody seems okay with that. Fantastic. All right, so let's begin, guys. And by the way, just in case you're not aware, I wanted to make sure that you are you're completely aware that, I'm going to have the questions a little bit down. So I'm not going to be looking at them continuously, but when I do pause and give you a question, then you can answer, okay? And obviously I will respond. So what we're going to be speaking about today is how to become a competent FX trader. So I'm going to show you how to become a consistent, profitable Forex trader. And if you've considered trying to become a trader before and gave up because you thought that it was difficult, I'm going to show you that it is not as difficult as you might think. There is a perception that it's difficult because, as I'm sure some of you are already aware, the success rate in trading is not very high. Anybody kind of know already, statistically, how many people generally succeed at trading? Anybody want to guess? So we got 30%, we've got 20%, 50%. Anybody else? 10%, 10%, 20%, 5%, Priscilla. Okay, well look, typically what people say is the 5% mark is about right. So you're spot on there, Priscilla. But here's the thing. What I'm going to teach you tonight is already going to put the odds in your favor of succeeding. Because the reason why people fail is not because trading is difficult, but what I'm going to show you tonight is going to open your eyes as to how institutions make money. That's what we're going to be speaking about because that's my background, as you'll find out shortly. So the other thing is that people kind of have a misconception of is that it takes an enormous amount of time to master the skills required to trade. That's actually not technically true. It does take people some time, mainly because it takes them a little bit of time to figure out what actually works in the markets. Because for most of you, especially those that have said that they're intermediates, if you spent a few years in the markets and you're not consistently profitable, I'm afraid to tell you that it's nothing to do with the amount of time you've invested, but it's probably all to do with the fact that you're learning the wrong information. You're learning to trade like a retail trader. And unfortunately, trading like a retail trader is almost certainly going to lead to one path, and that is the path of failure. You must learn to trade like the banks. They don't have these big fancy buildings for no reason. Does that make sense, everybody? This is really important. 3 years doing the right way of trading, you will be a master trader. In fact, most of our students take as little as 3 months and some even less before they become profitable. And that's because we're teaching them to think the right way and to trade the same way as the banks. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that tonight. Does that sound like something you guys want to learn? Everybody, listen, I know we started a little bit late here tonight, but I need you all to participate. So it's always the same people answering. And let me tell you, you will get the most out of tonight's session if you participate. It will really go in. If you just sit on the sidelines and you listen passively, this will just be another event that goes by and you don't actually action anything in your life. Does that make sense, everybody? Just type in a yes. And I'd love to hear from all of you. Okay. Well, look, I can see already the guys that are going to have the biggest chance because you are the same people that are answering the questions. So you guys are already ahead of the game, okay? So well done to you and keep it up, okay? Because we've got a lot to cover. So the other misconception is that you need qualification before you start to learn to trade. Now, I'm not going to sit here and pretend and give you some sob story that I was a high school dropout or anything of the sort. I got my education. Okay, I got my degree and I got my master's degree. But did that help me get to the position that I'm in today? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It played a very, very, very tiny part, and I'm going to show you why. So the other thing is that you might think you need to have a lot of money to get started in trading. If this is your opinion today, you're going to find out that actually money is one of the least important things. Understanding the financial markets, understanding the formula, understanding how to consistently make a return, you will become one of the most valuable assets in the world, because most people would receive literally no commission, leaving their money in the banks. In fact, there are some places in the world where you need to pay the bank to keep your money. Imagine that. You're lending the bank money and you're paying them for the service. How crazy is that, right? Now, with trading, we're talking about high return versus small risks when you learn to trade the correct way. And that's what I want to teach you this evening. So stay focused, take notes, because you're going to learn a lot. So I will show you a system that is rule-based. This means that you can learn to trade with small amounts of money in a short amount of time without qualifications, as I want to stress. And the course has the power to bring you financial freedom. And I don't say that lightly, because if you take on board what I teach you, it should completely shift the way you're thinking about the markets right now and the way you have been in the past. So as long as you are prepared to learn and invest the time it takes to perfect the skills. Now, I wanted to stress something which is really, really important at this stage. Because who here is interested in fast money? Who would love fast money? Priscilla, I'm glad you're the only honest one in here. Everybody else gave me the perfect answer. No, of course not. Don't like fast money. Priscilla, you're spot on. I believe everybody here is interested in fast money. If you can get fast money versus slow money, you'd rather have fast money. Okay, you're the only honest one in this room. Now, I know you all gave me the perfect answer, and that is the correct way of thinking in terms of trading, because I hate to break it to you, but trading is not a get rich quick scheme. You see, you can learn some amazing techniques and you can learn to pinpoint market turning points. You can learn how to be consistent. You can learn so many great strategies that bring you results. But it's not a get rich quick, because you have to be risk managed. You need to be disciplined. And that's what we teach you. We teach you how to build a business that's going to last a lifetime, not a business that is punt. Okay, so I want to make sure that everybody's clear on that. By the way, is anybody on here already a student of ours out of interest? Or are you all new to the London Trading Institute? And whilst you answer, so when you're saying yes, guys, are you students already? Okay, so you're all new. Okay, great. So again, let's go back to what we're saying there. If you would like to make this work, it's absolutely possible, but you must be prepared to put in the skill to work and to learn and to perfect what you need to know. And that is just a little bit of effort, a little bit of dedication, but it's absolutely worth it. Okay. So if you're not prepared to put in the work to learn, then unfortunately, this is not for you. And I don't want to kind of mislead you. You do need to put something in. Now, I'll be honest with you. As an institution, we would have a lot of more clients if we told you that it was a get rich quick, that it was easy just to follow a couple of signals and you would suddenly become an overnight millionaire. But we do not believe in that. We have integrity and we like to teach people the right way of trading, the correct mindset, because that's going to have a lasting impact on your life. And that's how we like to work, because otherwise we would just close this institution down if that's the approach we took, which is, by the way, how most companies approach it. Because unfortunately, as Priscilla said, the truth is we all prefer fast money. And if you had somebody there telling you that there's fast money or slow money, you'll always choose the fast money. Okay, but we want to be honest with you, because honesty at the end of the day is going to lead you to the right path. So guys, if you're still on this presentation, then I'm going to just assume from now on in that you guys are different to the herd and you are prepared to put the work in. And if I show you my tried and tested system, you will learn how to trade effectively. So I will also show you how to limit any risk, because this is also very, very important. It's not just about returns. It's actually the biggest thing we look at when we look at somebody's returns is how much risk did they take versus how much return did they make. Does everybody understand those basic concepts? Don't worry if you don't. But essentially, you know, when you see somebody show you an account and they've told you they made a gazillion %, well, I can tell you they haven't done that risking small amounts. They are basically risking their accounts over and over again, and they haven't told you how many times they've blown that account up before they doubled or tripled that account. They just show you what you want to see. But we want to show you how to do it the correct way. And don't worry about the capital. I'm going to share with you how you can get as much capital as you need through our academy and also through external investors and hedge funds that we work with. Does that sound exciting, guys? Give me a yes if that sounds exciting. Are you excited about trading other people's money? About learning how to trade professionally? Awesome, awesome, awesome. So let's move on. So whether you're starting out in Forex or you've tried it in the past, this course will show you how to master the skills. So guys, in case you don't know who I am, and some of you will know me and some of you won't, my name is Andy Demi, and I've been a Forex trader now for 15 years. And during that time, I've seen a lot of things that work and a lot of things that don't work. In fact, who I am as a trader, who I am as a coach is only possible because of the thousands of mistakes that I've made along the way. And I've made a huge amount of mistakes. Now, I'm not afraid to say that, because if I didn't make those mistakes, I wouldn't have had the lessons. I wouldn't have had the drive. I wouldn't have had the determination to go and learn what works. And the key thing here is that I identified not only what works for me, but I identified a formula, a system, a rule-based approach that can work for anybody. The key thing that I'm going to teach you is that it's not a one-size-fits-all, but you can use the structure that I have built to be able to become profitable in your own right. And the idea is not to become an Andy Demi clone. Let me make that clear. The idea is to make each individual the perfect trader for according to who they are as a personality. Everybody, does that make sense? Cyprian, very nice to see you. Hi to you too. Because it is, guys, just let me know, does that make sense? Because it is my goal, not just to make you, you know, a clone of me, but actually my goal is to help you become the best possible trader. And if that means you outperform me, I've done my job well. Okay. And that can happen, by the way, because if you are dedicated and you're committed and you've got all the time to dedicate to this, you can come up with amazing results. And as you'll see, my lifestyle now is very different to what it was years ago when I started. And I do a lot less hours now in the markets. And that's why I have more time now to give to you, to teach you. You've all gone a little bit quiet on me, guys. Okay, good, good. Everyone's back. So let's crack on because we've got a lot to do. So does everybody know who Thomas Edison is? I'm gonna assume you all do. Well, he is the epitome of not giving up. And here are some of his famous quotes. Wow, we've got some no's. Thomas Edison. Wow. Okay, you need to. For those that said no, you need to read some books. This guy is a legend. But here's the key thing that I want you to learn, and here's why he was successful. Because here's what he said. He basically said, although he failed, he didn't see it as failure. He said, I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that don't work. And our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is always to try just one more time. I'll be honest with you. I'm not going to compare myself to Thomas Edison, but I was very, very determined. I was very determined, and I made a huge amount of mistakes along the time. And over that trading history, I used those mistakes and I devised a system for anyone that can use it to learn to trade Forex for themselves. And I've only done that based on my own past experiences and the amount of mistakes that I made. And my system will teach you what to do and show you the pitfalls that you need to avoid. My system has given me financial freedom, and I want the system to bring you financial freedom too. You see, I've always been interested in trading. Well, I would say always, but not, not when I was a kid, but for my adult years, I've pretty much been interested in trading. And I got started 15 years ago because I wanted to learn a life skill. Remember that word, life skill, that would support my dreams and goals. You see, there's a lot of things that you can go and learn. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to learn something that could give me the kind of life that would be my dream, that would allow me to do what I want with my life and not be a slave to somebody else. Does anybody else kind of have that goal in trading? Does anyone else kind of want that freedom of choice? You see, it's not necessarily that we all have to leave our jobs. You know, it's not necessarily that we all hate our jobs. You know, some people really like their jobs, and that's absolutely fine. You know, but here's the beautiful thing. If you can learn this skill, how about having choice? How amazing would that be? You see, whenever I've organized a trip with my, let's say, and by the way, this is kind of diverting a little bit, but unfortunately, some of your old friends won't be on the same journey as you, and so you will lose touch with a few of them. But that's kind of a whole conversation for another day. But the point is this: is that I remember when I was super successful and I had my own business and I was trading, and I was just living off my trading when I got to that point in my life, and I could just go on holiday whenever I wanted to. And I remember, trying to organizing a holiday with people that weren't in that position. And it was always like, oh, I don't think my boss can give me the time off. And, it's always a busy time at work, and there's no way I can get 3 days off. I mean, come on, seriously. Like, and I was like, how can you possibly live like that? Um, and and the thing is, I don't know if you feel like that, but for me, I just wasn't that person that was going to accept that. Of course, we all have to make sacrifices. We all have to go through a period where we have to answer to somebody else, unless you're very, very fortunate and you never have to work for anybody at all. But if you can build on the side the knowledge, then you can have a plan to eventually be able to say, look, do I want to do this, or do I want to just work for myself? And that for me is the key to everything. It's the key to why I trade, and it's probably the key to why most people trade. Now, I know some of you, especially if you're the younger groups, you'll be attracted to Lamborghinis, you'll be attracted to, all sorts of fancy Rolexes and fancy houses and things like that. And believe me, when I was younger, I was the same. But what I learned was that it didn't matter how many watches I bought or what fancy car, I leased out, because I used to just lease cars out, all these kind of, all the sports cars. It didn't really satisfy me. The biggest satisfaction I get, and I realize is the biggest satisfaction, is the biggest gift, is that I can choose what I do with my day every single day. So tomorrow I'm supposed to be in the office to trade, but if I don't feel like it, I could just say I'm going to spend that time with my family. Now, I'm not boasting, by the way. I'm not boasting at all. All I'm trying to do is impress upon you what an amazing feeling that is, to know that if I don't feel like, I don't have to pretend I'm sick. I don't need to call up and put, who's done that before? Come on, be honest. Who's called in sick, coughed a little bit, put this croaky voice on? Listen, I know you've all done it. Maybe some of you are a bit more honest. So only a couple of honest ones. Maybe you're all better than me. But look, whether you have done that or not, the point is this, is that you need to have a strong reason. Because as I said at the beginning, although this is not a get rich quick, it certainly is possible for any of you guys on this meeting, on this event, to succeed at trading in a big way. And by the way, if you're thinking to yourself, well, hold on a minute, I'm already doing quite well with my trading. Well, I'm also doing quite well with my trading, but we always need to grow. We always need to be looking to improve. because otherwise you go backwards. And the point is like, can you be more consistent? Can you be more profitable? Can you grow bigger? You know, can you handle more funds? Can you grow your mindset to be, instead of just trading a 10,000 account, maybe you could trade a million account, and then you could do the same amount of hours and earn, you know, 100 or 1,000 times more than what you are earning now. You know, you just got to expand your mindset. So I managed to achieve my dreams and live the life I have always wanted. You see, one of the things that I really always wanted to do was to travel and to do lots and lots of traveling. So before we had children, that's exactly what I did. And by the way, when I mean traveling, I mean I did an official travel. We were away 6 months and we had no care in the world. I was with a laptop with two USB powered screens, and you know, I would trade a little bit in the evening after a sort of long day of sightseeing and exploring, put a few orders on, and that was kind of it. And what was fascinating is that my wealth grew during the time when I was having the most amount of fun, and that was so eye-opening for me because, you know, my background, you know, coming from my parents was always like, you know, you have to work really hard. My dad was always really hard working. He'd always work. And it didn't matter how much money he had, you know, he always felt he had to work. And it was kind of counterintuitive to be able to just sit in front of your screen for 30 minutes a day, have lots of fun in the day, and then come and have made more money than when you started. And that was so eye-opening. So is anybody interested in kind of exploring that kind of, you know, travel, laptop travel trader type thing? And by the way, you don't, even if you didn't want to do that, you can do lots and lots of trips. You know, you can do lots and lots of trips. And that's what I was doing before I officially went over. Yeah, we will get into the education. I know you guys are itching to get to the good stuff, but I want to set the frame for you guys. I want this to set the frame. And by the way, if you're in a rush, that is a perfect example of somebody who needs to learn to be a bit more patient and a bit more present. You know, I don't mean that as a criticism, by the way. I'm just saying it to help you because I get inundated with people always talking to me about strategy, always talking to me about signals and can you trade my money and things like that. And they're missing the point. You need to learn to think like a trader. You need to be patient. You need to wait for those great opportunities. That is ingrained in me, and I want to do the same for you. And it's my key focus. So you might be wondering how I did it all. Honestly, you might want me to say that it was easy and it all came natural to me. But if I said that, I wouldn't be being truthful. And this is me being honest. It took perseverance, determination, hard work, and a never say die attitude. At the beginning of my journey, I had to overcome many, many obstacles. If I knew what I knew today, my journey could have been so much quicker and easier. Of course, you can always say that, but it really is true. And that's also a big motivation for me to kind of teach you what I know to help you along your journey. So you can basically, the quickest way to growth is to learn from other people's mistakes. That's much quicker than learning and much cheaper than learning from your own mistakes. But I did struggle for a number of reasons. I remember trading in a tiny bedroom in my parents' house. I think of this like it was yesterday. I just remember the feeling, you know, me trying to make it, you know, and sitting in a tiny little bedroom in my parents' house. And I became so engrossed in trading. I just loved the thought of being a successful trader and the kind of life I could have. I actually did take a big risk and I went against my parents' wishes. What did I do? Well, I left a high-paying job at Deloitte and Touche, And for most people, it was such a hard position to get. I got it and I gave it away because my dream was to be an independent trader, and that's what I was focused on. I only had a tiny £500 account to trade, but I didn't care. I was focused on my goals. I was spending 12 hours a day glued to the charts. And I remember the first time I made my first £100 as a trader in the space of just a few minutes. It was pure elation. I thought I had arrived. Has anybody else experienced that feeling? You know, when you've made money, one of the first few times in trading, and it's just pure joy. Okay, thank you so much for your feedback. So a few of you have experienced that, a few of you haven't. I remember excitedly telling my dad about my achievement, and if you could have just seen his face. Do you think he was happy for me? I wish I could say it was a face that said, "I'm proud of you, son," but it wasn't. You see, my dad was very, very hardworking and very old school, as I said, and he didn't really believe in my vision. And here's the thing that I was excited about. Do you think somebody who just left a high paying job earning way more than £100 really cared about the £100? It was nothing to do with the £100 for me. But here's what opened up for me in that moment. I couldn't believe that I could just be sitting at home, feet up with a laptop in my bedroom, basically clicking some buttons, analyzing some movement in price and charts, and making money, not having to leave my house. It was just eye-opening. And I thought to myself, oh my word, this is what I need to do for the rest of my life. And I remember saying that to myself, this is what I need to do for the rest of my life. And I need to become a master at trading. And that's exactly where my focus went. Despite having no support or encouragement, I continued to push forward. And I want to say this to you guys. You guys are already special and unique because you're here with me. You're here on an event like this. And I'm sure you've been to other events like this because that you're probably that type of person. And I was exactly the same, and I still am, by the way. It's so important that you have a proactive mindset. But the one thing I want to break to you, so you're always aware of it, the road to success can be very, very lonely because you are going against the herd. And there will be people in your life that will try and bring you back down to their level, their understanding of success. Go and do a normal job. Go and earn as much salary. This is what you need to do. You need to be an accountant. You need to be a lawyer. You need to do this. Right? Now, you need to be strong. If you've decided that you are excited about becoming a trader, then my wish after this event is that you're going to now be strong enough to say, this is what I'm doing, and don't let other people sway you with their own stuff. Unless somebody is ultra much more successful than you are, my advice is to go with what you want to achieve. Does that make sense, everybody? This is really important because this will set your precedent. Fantastic. I'm getting a lot more yeses. Fantastic. I must be doing a better presentation now because you guys have woken up a bit. So I do apologize. We got off to a slow start. So a few years later, after doing some training, I decided I was ready to trade a bigger account. Okay. So I remember I was trading a very small account, but I decided I was ready because I had some success. So I scraped together about £20,000, and it wasn't easy. I had to borrow some money. I got savings, friends, and family to help me out. And I was ready to show the world, my dad especially, and everyone who doubted me, how good I was. You see, I was always really competitive, and I wanted to prove that I really knew what I was doing. So in my first week, I remember making about £5,000, which was a hell of a lot of money at that time for me. Then the following week, it was about double that. In fact, in the first few months, I was in dreamland, and I was proving to myself and everyone how easy it was to make money. But then the market changed, and we were no longer in a bull market. In the space of a couple of months, I literally lost everything. And I was emotionally and financially broken. And I'll be honest, I was very, very embarrassed because at that time I was very boastful and I thought I was probably better than everybody else. But the truth is, the market is the biggest equalizer. And when you think you're better than everybody else, the market will very, very quickly teach you that you're not. And when you start breaking your rules, and when you start doing things that you shouldn't be doing, that's exactly what will happen. At the time, I was very, very naive and I didn't know what I know today. And this is my passion now, and my mission is to help people avoid what I went through. My thought at that time was maybe my dad was right after all, and I really doubted whether I could continue doing this. But I wasn't going to give up, and I knew that I needed to get better training. So I wanted to understand how the banks traded, so I applied for a job at JP Morgan, and I got it. It was so competitive at that time, but I was so determined, and I got it. And I showed them in the interview that I was the right man for the job. I got to work on the trading floors, and this is where I really learned how to trade. I got to work with senior traders, and I understood how different they traded compared to what you learn in textbooks. I was really keen, and the traders saw that and took me under their wing. Having finished my time at JP Morgan, I then went on to work for Schroders and then Barclays Global, and I learned even more. By now, I was really competent, but I wanted to be even better. So how about this? I don't know how many of you would do this, but I was a little bit crazy. I actually spent £30,000, most of my savings at the time. I left home and went to work in the USA, side by side with an amazing professional trader. I wasn't very brave, and I didn't tell my dad what I actually did. He would have probably beat me at the time. So I just told him I was going on holiday in America. True story, by the way. So anyway, this is what I did. I took the biggest gamble ever. But I thought to myself, if I want to be the best, I have to learn from the best. And I did it. Now, what do you guys think about that? Anybody else here think they would do that? That's awesome. Wow, amazing. So some of you guys are phenomenal. I can tell you, you're thinking big. You're thinking big. It's fantastic. So finding a real professional trader and getting to work so close with them is out of reach for most people. You see, the best traders rarely make themselves available. And if they do make themselves available, you need to normally spend a hell of a lot of money. And £30,000 at that time, especially, was a lot of money, and it still is a lot of money. And people will look at it as a risk, but it's a risk that can pay big. And that's what you have to play life. To get big results, you need to take big action. Okay, not necessarily big risk, but definitely big action. So I was lucky enough to get this opportunity, and it took my trading to a completely elite level. After this, I landed myself a position of head trader at a London-based hedge fund. I went from managing a £500 account in my parents' bedroom to managing over 200 million and a team of traders. I was responsible for training and managing these traders, and today I want to offer you the opportunity to learn the exact system I taught them. Is that something you're all interested in learning, guys? Okay, let's do it. Lots and lots of yeses. So I have a passion to help and educate people, and that is why I created the London Trading Institute. I want to teach people the right way to trade. So many courses teach people the theoretical way to trade. Other courses have so much fluff that you don't need and won't help you make money. My system will show you how to use a rule-based method of trading. Rule-based means that you can test, you can see the results, you know what to do every single time. There is no discretion, there's no stress because you know the rules of the game. Once you understand that, it's a completely different game. You're no longer stressing out whether the RSI is overbought or the stochastics oversold or any nonsense like that. You've got rules to follow, a system. And with that system, and by the way, as I said at the beginning, this system is not a case of like you're a clone. You're basically a system that we build around you. Okay, so we give you a template, we work with you, we create a customized approach so that based on the amount of time that you have, your kind of personality, you're going to have your own system, your own rule-based system. With theory, you can produce random results. However, with a rule-based approach, you can produce systematic results. This is how the banks do it, and I'm going to show you how to do it too. My goal is to teach you how institutions trade the markets and then to show you how to outperform them. So who is interested in learning how to do this, guys? Because we're going to go straight into this. Right. So I've got nearly everybody saying yes now. Amazing. Amazing. Right. Let's get going. So let's begin with understanding how institutions think. It's really important because they think differently to you and I. Institutions usually have very large orders to fulfill. They are market makers with obligations. Now, if you kind of understand, if you ever had the opportunity or ever get the opportunity to be an institutional trader as I was, it's so different because you basically have to trade, whereas a retail trader doesn't have to trade. A retail trader can wait for the best opportunities, but here's the irony. The retail trader never waits for the best opportunities. That's why they don't make money. You see, there's two things to that side. One is they don't wait because they're impatient. They know what to do, but they're not doing it, or they just don't know what to do. An institution has an obligation. So let me explain what that means. So for example, An institution may need to provide a buy price and a sell price. So if you want to buy a certain currency, well, it needs to be supplied by the institution. And the only way they can supply it is they either need to hold stock themselves or they need to go and borrow it from somewhere else. I'm not going to get into the intricacies of how institutions work on this presentation because that will take hours and hours. But what I will say is that they will be in a position where they will need to go into the market. Okay, does that make sense, guys? Just on a basic level, does it make sense? Okay, good. Okay, lots of yeses, great. So, and by the way, for the beginners, it's fine. I understand you probably are not understanding that bit, but don't worry about that. There's a lot, it will become clearer. So the key thing here is that they are secretive about this information. Why do you think institutions are secretive? Anybody want to guess? I'll give you 10 seconds or 20 seconds. So if your boss, if you're an institutional trader and your boss came to your desk and said, listen, we need to go and buy, you know, $1 trillion gold, and you go and put an order in to buy that much gold, why do you think? Very good, very good. Well done, Priscilla. Because they want the best price, absolutely. Very good. Because here's the thing, if they go and put that massive order in the markets, basically what it's going to do is going to create lots and lots of buying activity, and other people are going to come and jump in, and in the end, they're not going to be able to buy on the cheap. So they want the best price. So they don't want you to know what they are doing. Otherwise, they're not going to be able to buy and sell at the best prices without anybody knowing. So what do? Anybody know? Anybody know what they do? This is what they do, guys. They drop feed their orders and slowly accumulate or distribute their position. Exactly, Priscilla. Priscilla, are you seem quite knowledgeable. You must have done some training. It's very good. Very good. Well done. Very good. So to everybody else, does this make sense? Excellent. Very good. I'm glad, guys, you're a great group. Amazing. Lots of yeses. Okay, very good. You're obviously very smart. So let me ask you a question. How useful would it be to know ahead of time where these institutions are buying and selling? Would that be helpful, guys? Because I'm going to show you this evening how you can know that before it happens. Exactly that. Very good. So we can buy with them because we have a system that can identify these levels of interest ahead of time. You see, I've spent a huge amount of time developing. 15 years is a long time in the markets. And when you're passionate about something, 15 years is like 150 years, because you won't believe when you find something you're passionate about, how productive you can be. Now, is anybody in a job, if you're honest, that you probably think is not really made for you, but you do it because you want to be paid? Type in a yes if that applies to you. Carlo, yeses. Okay. Well, look, I've been in that position, and honestly, when I look at the end of the day, what I've achieved, in that type of job, and probably it'd be the same for you. If you were doing something you were passionate, I bet you could work 10 times faster, 10 times more efficient, because time just flies. And you'd probably put in overtime without even thinking about it because you just love what you do. Would you agree with that? And that's, yeah, exactly. So, and that is, when you find something you love, that's how you become a master. And hopefully I can inspire you to make trading not only just successful for you, your family, but also to give, to give you the opportunity to give to others, to live your ideal lifestyle. And that's my real mission, to do it as quickly as possible. So I have a system that I've built that allows us to find the levels of interest ahead of time, and it's been tested. Because the key thing here is that you don't want to get caught out with institutional traps. I'm sure, Priscilla, you understand institutional traps, because they're designed to trick you to take a position so they can take the opposite side. Now, I was an institutional trader, and I know exactly what you as a retail trader will do. So if you've done it, if you guys have read any books or watched any YouTube videos or done any courses where they teach you the retail world, which is basically everybody, basically, I know exactly what you're going to do if I manipulate the market and push the market lower. What's going to happen? So if I have, let's call it a breakout down, I push them, I want to buy. So guess what? I'm going to trap you. I'm going to push the market lower, and then I'm going to have all the retail guys basically sell me their position. I'm going to buy off you cheap, and then you're going to get caught out, and then you're going to have to reverse your trade, and eventually I'm going to catch the trade at the best price, and you're going to be stopped out and annoyed. Unfortunately, I know it doesn't sound kind or nice, but that's how the game works. And here's the thing. Trading is a game. You need to look at it as a game. You need to learn the rules of the game, which is partly what I'm teaching you tonight. And then once you understand the rules of the game, you can have the success that you're looking for. Without that knowledge, you are trading off wrong information and you won't succeed. So the great thing about this is that you don't need to spend all day in front of your screens, because you might enjoy your job, as we said before, and you could trade trading as a secondary income, just using the zones that the banks are interested in and placing your orders in front of them. Everything else can be managed automatically. And we'll show you how to limit your risk and maximize your profit. So let's talk about the ingredients for learning how to build this. So Marcos, you're not incorrect. It is supply and demand. And the key thing here is identifying supply and demand in a consistent rule-based manner. That's the key to success, because when you identify using rules and every single time it's the same formula, which is exactly what we've done and created, you will be able to get consistent results, because you'll be able to rely on that formula to keep finding the same supply and demand areas. Does that make sense, Marcos? Or Marcos, if you're Italian? Excellent. So here are the key things. Past supply and demand levels, as you rightly said. Time spent at those levels. How recent the level is, and the amount of transactions traded at that level. This is the key. These are the ingredients needed. And when you put them together, you will have the perfect formula to bake the perfect cake, as we say. We've perfected this to accurately predict where the most critical levels of interest are. So again, I want to ask you the question, do you think you could make money if you could just copy what the institutions are doing? So I'm going to show you how to identify it now on the charts. Absolutely, guys. Absolutely. This is the key. This is the key. So what I'm going to try and do, hopefully you don't have a technical glitch, but we're going to do our best. I'm going to show you a quick recording that I did of the charts. And before I bring it up, what it is, it's basically how when you're trading with a naked chart and then when you're adding the institutional levels, what a difference it is. And I want you to appreciate how much easier it is to trade. And if you don't have this, you're trading at a huge disadvantage. So let's give it a go. And I'm going to just see if we can talk at the same time so I can explain what you're seeing. Let's try this again. 1 second. Stop. I think it's just loading, guys. Let's give it 30 seconds. Let's put our trading hat on and be a little bit patient here. So in the meantime, guys, just in case, hopefully this is going to load because this is a really big part of what I want to show you here. Let's see what's going on. Guys, anybody got any questions while we try and fix this? Just type in your questions and I can see what's going on. Let me see if anybody's on to help us with this. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be playing for some reason. Okay. Give me a moment, guys. 1 second. Let me see if I can do something here. Okay. Just gonna try and fix this. If you bear with me, because this is going to be important to show you how to use these levels. So I'm just gonna let's try again. Hopefully this works. I'll tell you what, I'm not having a lot of luck with technology this evening. Okay, here is what I'm going to do. Give me a sec, guys. We're having a disaster tonight. But we will get there. We will get there. I do appreciate you guys being very patient with me. But it will be worth it if we can get this video working. So I'm just gonna do my best to bring it up. Okay, guys. I'll tell you what, take a couple of minutes, everybody. Get a glass of water, and I'm gonna find a way to ensure I show you this. Because it will be right. Here we go. So, guys, I'm gonna just everybody's still there. Just type in a yes, and I'm gonna bring it up. I found a way around it. By the way, you know, you've got to be creative in this industry. So I just found another way around it. So technology is letting me down. We just find a different way. So let me know if you can see my screen. There was no audio to this. I'm going to just talk you through what I see here. And I'm going to just hit play. And here's what I want you to get, especially if you've been training for a little while. I know some of you will say that, you'll use indicators and things like that, but I want you to kind of look at this naked chart and kind of really think about how tricky it is to make decisions when the chart looks like this. Okay, so let's walk through this. So this is an example here of the euro dollar. You can see the market here is in an uptrend, and the market breaks down. It looks like now we're in a downtrend. Now think about it from a point of view of you're trying to decide whether you're going up, whether you're going down. Look at this, the market breaks a high, and then look, you think it's going to go higher. Guess what happens? It comes back down. And look how messy this looks, right? And it looks like almost impossible to be able to guess what's going to happen and to guess how to make money with this. So look at this. So it breaks down, breaks down, breaks down, and then suddenly bang, reverses. So it's like, as a trend trader, it's very difficult. By the time you get involved and you think, oh, this is a trend, the market bang reverses and it just kind of gives back all your profits. I don't know if you've experienced this before. So, and even if you're using indicators, honestly, they don't help. They're lagging. Now, here's what I want you to see. So we have a proprietary tool where we add our formula to the charts to show you the institutional levels based on our formula that we mentioned before. So here's what we do. Have a look and see what the difference is of how the charts are going to look. At the first stage, it's going to look a little bit messy. Okay, so as soon as we have the indicator on, it's going to look a little bit messy. So, however, once we go on to a lower time frame, now you start to get levels, institutional levels that are very much tradable. And this is what we base our strategies around. Now I'm going to show you on the next cycle now, basically the difference. The same chart that we saw that was naked, now have a look at this, how to trade with institutional levels. Now these, by the way, just so you know, when you see double levels here, this is a very strong area. So in this case, because we are below it, this is an area of supply. And if you break this area of supply, then the market is likely to push up to the next area. So there will be demand coming in to push up to the next institutional area. These ones here, again, this is two levels close together. This will be a demand area. So I'm just giving you a little bit of education so you can see what to look out for. Okay, so let's click play. So strong supply area here. It's holding the market down, holding the market down. What happens next? You get the push, you've broken the trend line, and look, it looks here like it's going to be lower, it's going to go lower here, okay? And I'm sure people will be jumping in, getting FOMO there, thinking this is going to break lower. And then suddenly, look, institutional demand is there, and it looks like it's a break, it's a fake break, and then the market goes up. And guess what? Look, the market now breaks. So there's institutional supply, as we mentioned before, coming in right at that double level there. Can you see, guys, what a difference it is? Let me just pause. Can you see, guys, what a difference it is to trade having this instead of having that naked chart? It's so easy, so much easier. And by the way, I used to do this manually, and it used to be very inconsistent. It used to take a lot of time. But using these institutional zones, it basically gives you ahead of time the areas of interest that you should be interested in. Now, by the way, this is not, you cannot just use this. You need to have a strategy. But everybody, can you see the power of using institutional levels like this? And I'm going to show you more. I'm going to click play to show you as the market develops. Just type in a yes so I know you're following and you can hear me. Okay, awesome. Now let's click play. So here again, look, it's now the market. You see how the market is trading between demand and supply there. There's a battle. And then as soon as, if we break through here, look at that, break of the key level, no demand, expecting big price drop. And look, the market now has broken this key demand area. Where is it going to get to, guys? Anybody know? Where's it going to go next? What we've just, there's no institutional demand coming until when? Anybody want to guess? Where's this market going to probably? Yep, the next level down. The next level down is the most probable. It's the most probable. So look, let's click play. Bang, look at that. Now, the first instance is there's going to be demand here, okay? There's going to be demand here. But if we break it, guess what? We're now looking for this market to hit the next level. Let's click play and see what happens. So the market looks like, it's still on this double level of demand. You get that push up. Look at that, push up, push up. But now what's happening here is that, look, the market is actually showing a sign of weakness. Anybody know why? Let me tell you. You could say it to yourself, see if you're correct. We haven't reached this institutional level and the market has dropped. It's made a lower high. And it's come back to this area. It's showing weakness. It's showing that institution, this is not going to hold for too much longer. The demand is not strong enough. So let's see what happens. You get the other bounce. And now we wait to see if the demand breaks. And then bang, look at that. Can you see, look where it's gone, guys? Straight to the next level. Straight to the next level. Can you see that? And then look here. Now, again, if it breaks, this is just consolidating here, showing a bit of weakness. If it breaks, then we push to the next level. If it holds, then we push up. Let's click play. Holding, but it's weak. Bang, look at that. Weakness again, doesn't reach the next level, shows weakness, lower high, and then bang, straight down to the institutional interest. And look at that, bounces up. Guess where it goes? Back to the key level there. And look at this now. And this is a perfect example here of accumulation and distribution where the market is basically going sideways and it's staying within this double level of supply and demand. So what a big advantage it is to know this information ahead of time. This is what we trade off. Now, of course, you need to have strategy. You need to have strategy because you can't just trade, just with levels. Okay. Everybody, does this make sense? Just type in a yes. Let me know. So, very good. So, understanding how institutions think and act is definitely a good start to being a successful trader, but you need to have a comprehensive strategy that will show you how to profit from this knowledge. You need to have an exact plan of how to enter, where to target, how much to risk, and where to take a stop. The chances of you succeeding without these elements is almost zero, so you don't put a single penny of risk on until you master this. Trading blindly is like trying to cross the River Thames without a life jacket or a boat. You will inevitably drown. You will lose your money in this respect. It's almost inevitable, unfortunately, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news. But up to now, I've shown you how easy it is to trade with this proprietary formula. Even if you only have 30 minutes a day, you can do this and start to earn a regular second income. I know it's difficult to fully believe that it's possible to earn a full-time income and more than your job just working 30 minutes a day. But we have been trained to believe that you have to work hard, do the hours in order to get remunerated. This is simply not the case. Guys, you just need to work hard to master the skills required, and then you can kind of live the dream lifestyle. That's the secret. If you like, you can carry on doing what you've always done, or you can be like many of our successful students who took the leap of faith. Almost daily, we get emails, text messages, and even phone calls telling us how we've changed lives. This inspires me to want to give up my time to help you. But we only want to work with you if you are committed and want to be successful. Who here is committed to learning the skills required to be successful? If you're honest with yourself, guys, who here, do you think you stand out? Are you fully committed to success? Are you willing to do what it takes? Awesome. Wow, I'm getting a lot of yeses, guys. Amazing. That is really good to hear. Here's some messages. I just took a few. Oh, by the way, I've got so many. It's just ludicrous, but I wanted to take a few screenshots just to give you an idea of the kind of things we get. And by the way, anybody that is one of our students, they have my personal number. I always share it with them. We're like a family. We work together. We support everybody, and and that's why they can message me whenever they want. So this is what Alex said. So Andy, as promised, I wanted to give you some feedback on the trading course. So I asked him if he could give me some feedback. So he messaged me and he said, I must say that I wasn't sure if I needed to do the beginner's course because I had a lot of knowledge already, but oh my, I didn't realize how little I really knew. I've done other courses in the past, but this is on a complete other level. I feel like it's impossible to lose with what you've taught us. I'm so glad I listened to your colleague Ben and went for it. And this is Alex on another day, again, very early in the morning, but I'm up way earlier than 9:17. But he put, Andy, did you see that move in GBP USD? Incredible, just made £470 and it's not even 9 a.m. yet, LOL. By the way, £470 may not seem like a lot of money to some of you. Some of you it is a lot of money. But just to give you an idea, Alex was working full-time in Cyprus and he was earning €700 a month. So for him, it was a huge deal, right? It was a huge deal. So, so that was amazing to get that message, and he's doing incredibly well. This is another student. So Andy, I wanted to ask a question. So this one, yes, sorry, this was just a question, but just gives you an idea of what's happening. So Andy, I wanted to ask you a question. In the last few months, I've been making more money from trading than my accounting job. Should I quit? Or put better, when is the right time to quit? So I basically said to him this, And hopefully some of you guys will be in this position. It's a great position to be in. I said, Andrew, this is your decision to make. Quitting your job doesn't mean you will perform better. You see, we're always honest. It just means you will have freedom to do what you want with your day. Because just because you've got more hours doesn't mean you'll make more money. Because it just doesn't, okay? Because it doesn't require that many hours. So then he's finally decided, basically, I'm thinking to stop working in 6 to 12 months, and he's on course to do that. Anna's one of my superstars. So Anna put, Andy, I'm up $4,000 in the funded account in the last few days. I can't believe it. It feels incredible. And wow, it's amazing, Anna, you're a superstar. It's about 8% right. Yes, I'm only doing the TOS strategy, so that's just one of the strategies that we teach. And basically, you know, she's doing amazingly well. She's I'm going to show you a video of her shortly, but she had a dream to go and work and live in Cyprus with her daughter. She came to us 2016, I believe, so it's been a little while now, but she's trading a lot of our capital now and doing really, really well, living her dream lifestyle. She's always wanted to live in Cyprus. She's from Russia, but she just has a dream to live in Cyprus. So so there you go. So that's been great. And then John, Andy, just wanted to say a big thank you. Since the course, my results have been incredible. That's amazing. I made it a testimonial from your put. So of course, no worries. I'm up just shy of 7K. My first time in my life. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. So some of you here might be thinking that they want to make trading a career rather than just a second income. And I want to assure you that you can become a very competent day trader. By the way, just so I know, is anybody interested in day trading more than just having a second income? Or do you guys kind of are looking for a second income right now? Just so that I know. Day trading, yeah? Okay, so a few of you, day traders. Okay, awesome. Yeah, it's a different skill set, by the way. It's easier to make a second income to begin with, just being honest with you. However, with a rule-based approach, and the way we teach you to control your mindset, to build your psychology up, you can make more money as a day trader if you master it. So let me just repeat that so you guys are aware of the difference. It's easier to make money as a secondary income. In other words, you're more likely to succeed quicker. However, if you are successful as a day trader, you're more likely to make more money. Does that make sense, everybody? Hopefully it does. I don't know if I made it more confusing. Okay, good. So, in fact, we've devised a method that can predict the high and low of the day with an 85% accuracy. And this is really, really essential if you're going to be a day trader. How many times have I seen traders basically buying highs and selling lows? You know, basically the wrong possible time to get in the market. So many times. Using this methodology, you basically avoid that because it works. In fact, it's actually higher than 85%. Once you understand the strategy, you know what I mean, but it's super, super high. Okay. So would you like to learn how to do this? Because I'm going to show you. If you say yes. Okay. But I'm going to show you how to access this at the end of the presentation. So there's my bribe, guys, to keep you with me until the end. But I will promise you, I will show you every single bit, exactly what to do. So it's not something that many people know how to do, but once you have the formula, it's very easy, okay? Now, I want you to ask yourself, what made you decide to come and join us in this presentation? You are clearly someone who is striving to better themselves, as I said earlier, and learn a new skill. So I already know a little bit about you just based on the fact that you are here. You're probably very similar to me in that respect. You booked your place and you showed up. So I really congratulate you for already being ahead of the herd. It's incredible how many people book an event that can change and better themselves They have the right intention, but they just don't follow through. So you've already done the first part. By showing up to an event like this is only the first step for you to get big results. You need to take big action to get big results. So over the years, I've worked with and trained many people. And what I've found is that all people are the same when you look underneath the surface. We all have the same fears and desires to be happy and fulfilled. And you want to know the difference between those that succeed and those that fail? It's simply a decision to take action no matter what your limiting beliefs are, and then build faith. I want to repeat this. It's a decision to take action no matter what your limiting beliefs are, and then build the faith. Because if you work on your beliefs, in other words, if you do the same actions based on your current beliefs, you will always get the same results. Does that make sense? So you almost have to say, well, look, my beliefs have got me to this point. My understanding of the world has got me to this point, but maybe I need to understand a different perspective. Maybe I need to look at somebody else who's doing something that I want to be doing, and maybe almost borrow their beliefs. And then by using their beliefs, you can build the faith that this is possible for you. Guys, does that make sense? Because that's how you transform. That's how you go from who you are to somebody else. Okay, because you can't do it on your own. You can't be somebody else, right? So we all learn from people. Okay. So, like I said, if you always sit on the sidelines and do nothing, nothing can change for you. So take Tom, for example. Tom was an army officer who contacted the London Trading Institute for help. I'm going to see if I can play a video of Tom because he's really, he's a great guy, a great inspiration, but he was looking for financial freedom. He came out of the army, didn't have any prior experience, and he took my course. And I'm going to see if I can play the video. If I can't play the video, I'm going to tell you basically what Tom has done, and where he's at today, so you get an idea of what's possible and in what time frame. But let's see if we have better luck with Tom's video. If we don't, then I'm going to go to webinar. It looks like I'm going to be cursing it. Hold on, let me, no. It's an absolute disaster. All right. Right, guys, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about this, guys. So Tom, I'm gonna see. Here's a very bad picture of him in his house. He was kind enough to. Oh, sorry, you can't even see my screen. So let me just share that with you. So he was very kind to record a video for me. I asked him to do it because I think, although I can't play this for you tonight, I think it's really important that you hear from real people that have really changed their lives. And Tom, went from, just coming out of the army. And one of the things he did have, to be fair to him, is he was obviously disciplined, but he didn't know anything about trading. And now he's making a full-time living from trading. He's an absolute superstar and making a lot of money and living his dream lifestyle. And it happened very, very fast for Tom. It doesn't always happen this fast for everybody, if I'm being honest. But he was a great, great student. And we always share, what particular people did to achieve that. And he's just got a great attitude and a willingness to learn. So the other thing is a common belief that people, that you think, that you need a lot of money to trade. And that really isn't the case. Like I said, I started with £500 and I was going to show you a video about that, which is such a shame that we can't do it. But, she came to us in 2015. She's a single mum, wanted a better life for her daughter. She's amazing. I'm going to hopefully be able to show you at least a picture of her. When I was thinking of getting started in Forex, she was concerned that she wouldn't have enough money. We advised that she could get started with a very small amount of capital. And this is what Anna looks like. She's a lovely lady. She started with just a few £100s. She did really well. She was just dedicated to learning, just wouldn't leave us alone, kept asking loads of questions, which you should do. And And now she's trading. I won't tell you how much, but she's trading, in the six figures. And really, compared to London, Cyprus isn't that expensive, and she really is just living her dream lifestyle, being able to provide for her daughter. And this is what trading has given her. Before she was in recruitment, she didn't mind the job, but now she's kind of doing what she really loves to do. The other thing is like, people worry about how long it's going to take to learn to trade and become competent. Again, my system takes away all that pain and shows you a rule-based methodology that allows you to learn how to trade fast and effectively. So our rule-based method wastes no time on unnecessary theory and shows you how to practically trade. You see, I don't want to teach you theory. I want to teach you what can make you money, what you can use to basically start earning money and being consistent. That's the key important thing. So when Rob started the course, having enough time to learn to trade was a concern. But once he started, he soon found the system easy to follow and is now producing amazing results. Rob took a big risk and he quit his job as a mortgage advisor and sold his Mercedes to fully invest into trading. Talk about bravery and commitment, guys. Is that somebody who's all in? I remember he was kind of like saying that, I want to do the course, but I need to sell my car and I'm definitely quitting my job. And that's what he did, and it's already reaping results. Oh, thank you, man. Of course, that's really kind. Yeah, I do apologize, guys. I really wanted to show you these guys because I can show you them and it's it's not just about showcasing us, but actually to show you real guys that haven't been doing this for very long, getting big results. And that's what we'd love to hear. And look, I'm not going to tell you that it's going to be easy and you're going to immediately get results. But I want to show you that just ordinary people just starting from nowhere, from scratch, because we show them the right way and we give them the rules, it's much easier to succeed. So this is our good friend Rob, part of the family now, and and he just keeps improving and growing. The other thing is qualifications, as we said at the beginning, and this is like, this is another one of my students, Laura, who had this concern. She came to us about a year and a half ago. But the key thing here is like, we teach you practical terms on how to trade. You don't need to have previous qualifications or experience to learn how to trade. You just need to follow the rules of our system and you will become competent. So this is Laura. I'll show you a picture of her because I can't play her video this evening. But this is Laura, lovely, lovely girl. She's from Latvia. You don't earn a lot of money in Latvia, but she always wanted to come. She came to London. She needed to increase her salary, and now she makes a consistent income from trading. She is doing also a part-time job. She's a hard worker, but she's working towards making trading her full-time income, and she's well on the way. And like I said, you don't need to rush. You just got to basically do it step by step, guys. So let me ask you a question. If you follow my system and only invested a small amount into Forex to get started, and you used our system to show you how to use a rule-based method so that you can master Forex fast, and you used our system to just trade a few hours per week, do you think you can be successful? Honestly answer. If you don't think so, then that's fine. Marcos, I can see that. I can see that in you. That's awesome, guys. Lots of yeses. So let me ask you another question. Are you excited about what we've talked about? Has it opened your eyes up? Because if it hasn't, it should have done. It means I haven't done my job well, because if you're trading the textbook way, if you're trading the way YouTube videos show you, using old school indicators, you can maybe pretend, you can show off to your friends that you know things, but ultimately it's about results. It's about consistency. It's about results. Are we excited, guys, about what the prospects? Super motivated. Yes, 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 yes. Wow, okay. That's an incredible amount of yeses. So the most yeses I've had all night. So if okay, if I spend 10 minutes, guys, to show you an opportunity to work with us, would that be okay? And there's no obligation. I'm just going to give you an opportunity to basically learn from a real trader and a real trading team that has a pure mission to help you succeed. And we are passionate. We are a big family. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I do appreciate that. So I want to introduce to you the Applied Trading Program. This is our core financial trading program. In this course, if you choose to join us, you're going to learn how to trade like a professional, the way the banks trade. We don't teach you the same regurgitated fluff that you can learn in textbooks. We are going to focus our attentions on showing you the things that work in the markets. Most importantly, you will know how to piece everything together to form your own trade plan, as we've been saying, for success, using an easy to follow template. So we give you the template, we guide you, we support you. As I've already mentioned, the course is very practical and not focused on useless theory that doesn't work. Remember, you are learning from real traders who make a living from trading. You are learning a rule-based method so you can never have those doubts before taking a trade. So many people trade with stress and anxiety because they don't know what they are doing. This is not the case with our students. This is where stress comes from, by the way. It's when you've got that doubt, when you're not sure if you should be doing the right thing. And it's a horrible feeling, and I'm sure some of you have experienced it. And I know I have, and it's horrible. So trading with rules that I'm comfortable with is the only way to succeed. This is Saulo. By the way, Saulo, he traveled from Brazil. We have international students. He traveled from Brazil to do our program in-house with us in London. He's just finished. He spent a month in Crete. By the way, listen to this guy. He left Brazil. He came to work with us, and then he went to Crete for a month. He's Brazilian. And he went there, he bought a USB monitor that I recommended for him. He had his laptop, and what he said to me, we met for a coffee before he flew to Brazil. He came back to London for a day, and what he said to me was, Andy, you've changed my life. He goes to me, he goes like, it's like I was in Crete, kind of my own experience, and I was working a couple of hours a day, and my wealth grew whilst I was there. I was there on vacation, and my wealth grew during that time. And it was like, wow, this is amazing. If the students can do this, how good is that? You know, and he did it in straight after the program, which is amazing. The key to the LTR method of trading makes it so easy and relaxing when taking trades. And down here, I never have any doubts about taking a trade or how to manage it, and shows in my results. I used to always close profits early. To become a professional Forex trader, you need to learn an easy to follow strategy that is customized for you. There is no one size fits all, and all our approach to training is very individualized. By the end of the program, you'll have your very own custom built trade plan with rules that fit around you, the time you have, and your personality. On its own, this course is easily worth £5,000. I want you to be sure that you have all you need to be successful. Therefore, I'm not just going to offer you the course. As part of the course, I'm going to give you the opportunity to have a funded account of $25,000 so that you can start to earn a salary from this right away without risking your own money. So basically, trade our money rather than trading and risking your own. This will allow you to start earning an income right away without risking any of your own capital. And this could easily be worth $1,000 to $2,000 a month of extra income with zero risk. So what else do you need to be successful? Well, for those of you that are worried about what trades to pick, I'm going to give you access to 3 months of our Elite Traders Club. What is the Elite Traders Club? Well, basically, this is where we handhold you in the markets. We give you our expertise. We give you live trading sessions. We give you premium videos. We basically support you all the way so that you're on your own. So being a member will give you access to all of that. A membership is worth £300, and I'm giving you that for free. What else would you need? Well, I want you to be sure that you have access to the very best advice. Therefore, I'm also going to give you direct access to me every single week. It's like I will be by your side teaching you how to trade, and you can ask me any questions you may have. Direct access to me is easily worth £2,500 per week, but I'm going to give you that for free. Let's have a quick review of what you're getting if you invest in the Forex course today. The Forex course valued at £5,000, the funded account valued at £2,000, the Elite Traders Club valued at £300, and the direct access to me every week valued at £2,500. All these items will guide you and expedite your growth as a trader. And I'm sure you will agree that all of this sounds great, but I'd like to over-deliver. So I want to be certain that I provide you with the best chance of success. So what else am I going to give you? I know this is crazy, guys, but I'm also going to give you a trading journal. This is a professional trading journal. Guys, it's so important that you journal and learn from your trades. You want to be a master trader, you need to follow what I'm teaching you. You need to just do it and trust me, okay? This is how professionals do it. You're getting the journal for free. Also, the trade plan template. This is going to be your business plan. This is going to literally build everything for you. You're going to have our template. You just need to basically learn the skills, fill it in. It's very easy and intuitive, and you're going to have, be ready to go as soon as the course is over. You're getting that for free. And what about access to risk money management? This is one of the key areas where people fail. So we're going to give you access to our software that will show you how much you should be risking each trade so that you're not risking too much and blowing up your account. And again, you're getting that for free. So do you think all these items will help you be successful in Forex? I'm sure you're going to say yes. You're getting all of this, guys. So you get all of these items for free when you invest today in the Forex course. So let's review where we are so far. When you invest today in the course, you get the following: the Forex course, the funded account of $25,000, the Elite Traders Club, access to me, professional trading journal, the trade plan template, the risk and money management software, all worth easily over £10,000. As I've told you, anyone can follow the rules in this course and be successful. If this system brought you financial freedom, would it be worth the price? Guys, would it be worth the price if you could build financial freedom? Remember, I spent £30,000 to go and work with somebody, and that was the best investment I ever made. If you believed it would bring you financial freedom, how much would you pay? Let me know, guys, actually. That's a real question. I'm really always interested. You could have freedom from finances where you don't have to work, you don't need to rely on a job. What would that be worth? So I'm getting different prices. I want to get all of you unlimited, priceless, 50,000, 100,000, whatever it takes, whatever I could put. Absolutely, exactly, because that's what we're going for. That's what we're going for. Sometimes some people look at price the wrong way, because sometimes you hear, oh, but this is too expensive. Well, hold on a minute. What does expensive mean? Isn't it more expensive to buy something for cheap that doesn't do anything for you? Or is it better, is it cheaper to buy something that looks expensive on paper, but actually gets you the results that you want? You need to be thinking differently, guys. Don't think like the masses. So I'm glad you've already said this. So if this system would get you a second income, would it be worth the price? Absolutely. You've already answered that. If it just covered your expenses, would it be worth the price? Even that, it wouldn't take long, I'm sure, especially if you live in London, to make up £10,000. But I'm not going to charge you that today, as I'm sure you already know that. But I wanted to highlight exactly the real value that you're getting. If you took the course today and in 90 days you were a competent trader, how much would you pay? Again, you've already answered this for me. If in 90 days you could change your financial position, how much would you pay? If I was to sell this course to the public with all the ancillary guides and tools, I could easily charge £7,500. But this is not what I want to do. My mission is to help as many people, which is why we want this to be accessible to most, and hopefully all of you. And even at £7,500, it is worth the price for the results that it delivers. But I'm not going to charge you that. I want to deliver real value to you. So the price of the course with all the ancillary items when you invest today is just £1,250. That's all, £1,250, and that's it. If you went out to source and buy all of this information, it would cost you tens of thousands, not to mention the years of time it would take to source all the material and learn it. So for just £1,250, you get the full course and you're on the way to Forex trading success. Now, guys, I'm going to take some questions in a minute, but we've just sent an email to you. You need to go to your emails, and on that email, you will have a link. Now, there are going to be some bonuses for the fast action takers, because we always believe the best traders are the quickest decision makers. And we've sent you an email, and for the first 5 people, we're going to have some bonuses. So make sure you go check your emails now to make sure you've got it. And by the way, for staying until the end, whoever's on this webinar, you'll also get access to the strategy that I mentioned completely free of charge. So you will be sent a link where you can go and learn how to basically identify the highs and lows with a minimum of 85% accuracy if you've got the intentions of being a day trader. On this program, we go through the strategy in a lot of depth, but you have the basics in this free video just for staying until the end. So I really appreciate you doing that. So let me just continue, guys, whilst you go and check your emails. You have 2 choices. You can do nothing and get nothing, or you can invest in yourself and improve your financial status. I really want to make this an easy decision for you. So I want to give you the best chance of success to make this a no risk. So here's the thing, guys. This is where I want you to focus. If you invest in the course with me today, and within 14 days, okay, you are not happy for any reason, and I mean any reason, like, doesn't matter, you don't like the fonts that I use, you don't like the way I speak, any reason, just request a refund and I will refund your payment 100%. We won't even ask you why. Well, we might ask you why just so we know, get some feedback, but there won't be any risk. So I've made this riskless to you. There's not really normally a riskless investment. This one is. You could basically take it, invest in the course today, use it for 14 days, and if you don't like it for any reason, you will get 100% of your money back. And you can keep the course materials. That's how confident we are that you will get the results that you want. So again, in summary, guys, can I be fairer than that? What do we think? Let me know who is joining. Yeah, it's an absolute steal. It's an absolute steal. This is what you're getting, guys, for just a small investment. Serenas, will be great to have you on board. And if you're quick, I'm going to show you what you're also getting if you do it right away. If you're one of the first 5 people to take this offer, and we have over 100 people on this call, guys, if you're one of the first 5, I'm going to give you something extra because I believe you deserve it just for being quick. You will also get access to the Elite Traders Club Premium. So this is better. This is where you get access to all our proprietary indicators that allow you to analyze the markets quickly and accurately. So one of the ones you've already seen is our institutional supply and demand, but that literally scratching the surface. We have built tools that are literally game changers, and you're going to have access to that. And we will upgrade your funded account from 25,000 to 50,000. Now, once you go through, you need to go through an assessment. And as soon as you get through that assessment, you'll be given $50,000 of real money from us to trade and start earning a salary. On 50,000, you can easily expect to be making 2,000 to 3,000 a month. So guys, it's been a real pleasure. Let me know, guys, if you're in already. If you've got any questions, any issues, I'm going to stay on just in case there's any technical problems. I can see if we can, in case you haven't got the email, I can get my colleague to possibly put in the link here. So, Ben, if you're online, I don't know if you can just post the link. I've just made you a panelist. If okay, guys, has everybody got the email? If anybody doesn't have the email, I'll tell you what. If you don't have it, Ben, perhaps let me see if. Let me know, guys. If you have, you should have the email. If not, then okay, fantastic. That will be, it will be really nice because it'll be really nice, Marcos, to meet you. So you're going to be joining us in London. Fantastic. Are you joining the October program? Because we are now full on the September program. Okay, no worries. You should speak to Ben. I mean, one of the things you could consider doing, especially with this offer, is starting online and then potentially then joining us in-house. Perhaps get in touch with Ben, or I can get Ben to call you to discuss that, because you can get a real head start. I'm not sure if you already discussed it with him, but Danielle, awesome. Sarunas, it'd be great to have you on. Let me know if you've got any technical issues signing up. Yeah, Marcos, I would really do that, because this is a really, really good offer, and you could always, take advantage of the bonus materials, and then obviously still join us in, in London. I'm really looking forward to it. So where are you from? Oh, fantastic. Wow, amazing. We've got a very international crowd here. And guys, I do really appreciate how patient you've been this evening. I know we've had a few little technical glitches, but you guys are stuck with it, and I really, um, really respect that. Kolawole, yes, there almost certainly will be. Like I said to Marcos, though, I would highly recommend that you take advantage of this offer, and then you can speak to Benjamin, who will be able to upgrade you if you would like to come to London. So you may find that you can learn enough online, but you could always then add to it, or you can also have a conversation with one of the other guys on the team. Sure. What time are you available? He could even give you a call right now, if you provide your number, he's still in the office. He's actually stayed behind to make sure that you're all supported with any questions. So I'm going to have to buy him a hot chocolate tomorrow. He doesn't drink coffee. You too, Marcos. No wonder you get on with Ben. You're a hot chocolate drinker, or you want Ben to call you now? I'm not sure which one you're saying me too to. Ah, hot chocolate. Jesus Christ, another hot chocolate drinker. That's right. I'll have two people to take the mickey out of. Kalawale, yeah, no problem. Let me just pass that. I don't know if actually, Ben, you may be able to see the details. So Kalawale, I think, is available now. So Ben, if you can hear me, if you're still online, let me just check. He should be still on. Then he can give you a call. For the rest of you guys, anybody else got any other questions? Very much looking forward to having you all on board. For those that have joined, congratulations. An email will be sent to you with all the information. Wishing you a great evening. Thank you for your time, guys. And I will catch you again soon, no doubt, with further training. Any final questions, guys? I'll give you 60 seconds. I'll stay on just in case anybody else has got anything else to say. Yep, I've already done that. You must have misheard me. So it's because you stayed until the end, it's in the email that we just sent out. So check your emails and you will have a link on that email. So anybody that stayed until now has received that email. If you haven't, please speak to Ben. It's the same email that will allow you to enroll into the program. Yep, you would have just received that email. And guys, the link has been also, I don't know if you, in case you haven't got the email, if you look in the chat, you should be able to see that the link has been pasted there as well. So you should now have, if you haven't received the email and you're ready to join, you should see in the chat box where Ben has posted it. Okay, awesome. So listen, it's been a pleasure. Looking forward to meeting some of you in London, and for some of you, we'll be meeting virtually online. I'm going to be guiding you, supporting you all the way to your success. And thanking you all for taking the time out of your day to be here with us. Wishing you all the best. Good luck with everything. Good luck with your trading, and I'll catch you again very, very soon, no doubt. All the best, and happy trading to you all.